Up? What is up? Melanated family? What is up, my family? Happy to be back. So check it out. Not gonna be too long, but I gotta address something, right? So for everybody that listen to me who's not from my city, I live in Sacramento, California, and I'm not too sure if any of you have heard, you've been living under a rock, as they say. On Saturday, there was a mass shooting in my city. Mass shooting meaning several people was hit, right? When I first seen it, of course, mass shooting in my mind means Caucasian man shooting up some shit. That really wasn't the case here. So in my city of Sacramento, for everybody who's not from my city, Saturday there was a shooting where 6 people was killed, 12 was injured in this shooting, right? Again, I see mass shooting, family. I think white man, I think some other type of endeavor, but it looks like this was our young brothers beefing with each other. You know what I mean? Disagreeing with each other. You feel me? And some innocent bystanders got hit. So, first things first, of course, I want to send rest in peace to all the victims, like the families of the victims. We need to realize, y'all, when people die, especially in this manner, it's so many people that's dealing with it. Like you have, of course, the actual individual who's a young brother or sister who can't live their life, but then you got their kids, you got their mama, you got their daddy, you got their friends. There's several different extensions of the grieving process. So I send my condolences to everybody that was negatively affected by the shooting in my city, Sacramento, California, that happened Saturday, right? So, as of right now, what we know, 6 killed, 12 injured. There's been 2 young men arrested, or one arrested, another suspect, something like that. But I don't want to today, family. I don't want to get into the minutia of who did it. We understand these black men, Mexican men, whoever did this crime, the police will find them. They'll throw the book at them, and that's another life that's lost. So now we're dealing with the deaths of physical deaths and spiritual death of a young man who now getting 25 to life or will never see his family again, right? But this is what I want to address with the family, because I waited a few days. I always wait a few days with stories like this. Like, I don't want to be the first person to I don't get a kick out of that, making sure I rush to talk about something. I want to get it right. Like, I want to have that convo with my family the way we do. You feel me? So check it out. The topic of the show today, and this is a hard conversation, family, because I understand systematic racism, the ghettos, urban communities, these environments were created for us. We're aware of this, right? So we're always dealing with the element of systematic racism. That's true. But here's the hard conversation, family, because that's something that's we need to understand how that system works and try to avoid it. But let's have a conversation between just us. You see what I'm saying? And the bottom line is, these young black men who are shooting people, who are using these semi-automatic weapons, shooting up a whole goddamn crowd of people. These children have parents, right? These kids have black parents, right? So we need to dig into it, family. You see what I'm saying? It's not always about, I talk about the racism. I talk about the systematic endeavors that put us in the position that we're in currently. But I have a hard truth for the family today, y'all. I got a hard truth. Ain't nobody coming to save us. So you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, you're expressing how unhappy you are with what you saw. I get it, right? Do that. Like, if that's what you're feeling in your soul, do it. But ain't nobody coming to save us. Ain't gonna be no programs tomorrow that make sure young black men get mentors, and nah, we're gonna have to do this shit ourselves. So the question becomes, what do we do as a community, right? And this is a hard truth. That's why I labeled it parents. Think about this. I'm talking to myself now too, like I always do. Are you raising a killer? Are you raising a young man that's gonna ravish our community? Like, how do you know, right? Because look, I'm getting much better at being critical of my people, but speaking to my people out of love. Like, this is a love conversation. I'm not blaming the black man. I'm not blaming the black woman, but we got to figure it out together, right? So how do you know if you're raising a killer? How do you know if you're raising a young man that's going to potentially be a problem for a lot of us? Because out of the 6 people that was killed, like, I don't know the story of these young men that was killed. I'm not going to put it on them and say they was in a gang, they was violent. We don't know that information until it comes out completely. You know what I mean? But I see it was a girl here. I see it could have been a couple innocent bystanders, right? So who's responsible for this shit? Because a lot of times I'm looking on Instagram, and like I said, I give it a few days before I embark on certain topics, and I'm watching, and people are grieving and people are crying for their babies and all this shit, right? But family, let's talk to each other and be real as parents. How do you know if you're raising a little killer? How do you know if the young man you are raising in your home will potentially harm one of us, right? So let's get into it, because everybody needs to be accountable. Like, I'm tired of seeing these type of incidents happen, and then in 2 weeks, everybody back on Instagram twerking. You got on your RIP shirt, you got on your RIP little man shirt, but you're twerking and you're still back up to your bullshit. So what we doing? Don't aggrandize because of the moment. Now you want to speak about it. Now you want more likes or views. So let's get off all that. So let's all be accountable, right? Let's do a closer look at the job we're actually doing as parents. I'm aware of the system. We're going to put the system to the side for a minute, family. What's up, bro? We're going to put the system to the side for a minute and have a real conversation with our parents, right? How do you know? I'm going to go over a few things here to give insight to the parents, mothers and fathers. How do you know if your young man may terrorize us later? How do you know he's going down a path that may make him feel the retribution needed to defend his neighborhood or his block or whatever is cause for him to actually kill somebody? Like, this shit ain't normal. Can we understand that? All my gun owners out there, right? All my, not gun enthusiasts per se, but just a gun owner. You go to the shooting range, you have a gun in your house to protect your family. Shooting a Glock, a 9, anything bigger than that, this shit is violent. This is a violent action. So it ain't normal. Let's keep it real. To see a young man 20-something years old shooting at people like this shit is not normal. So let's break it down. When he was 5 years old, when he was 4, with hopes and dreams, are we saying at that point he decided he was going to start killing niggas? Nah. Let's break it down. So let's look at each other. Let's look at each other as parents and have a love conversation today. Family, how do you know your young man is a killer? What are some signs that he may ravage his community? Well, the first sign for parents, I'm coming at mothers and fathers. So if you don't want to hear this shit, click off right now. Black mothers and fathers, I'm coming at both of y'all. What is your young man's relationship like with his parents? How did you start the process of having this young man and woman? Is this a woman you don't know, a man you don't know? Did you do this at a really young age? Did you have your child at a time where you didn't know much about life? Like, what? Let's talk about the inception of your child, right? And if this is something you're dealing with, if you had a child as a teenager, if you had a child and you was on drugs, if you had a child and you didn't think clearly about who the father or mother was going to be. A lot of us have been there, family. Don't feel bad about it. But if this is your situation and you haven't realized this is your situation, so mentally now you're attempting to fix these things, like you're being accountable, so you're attempting to fix them. If you're not doing this, you can have a young man out here that's pumping fear in all of us. So what kind of relationship does he have with his parent? You feel me? Mother or father. We'll get into that a little more in a minute. Also, the community. We have to be honest. The environment we raise our children in plays a large part with the kind of people that they end up being. The environment plays a large part in what they're into, who they conjure with, what type of activity they enjoy. Think about that. Now, I know some people have kids and you in the hood and you can't do better than that. Family, I've been there too. But if you in this situation where you didn't have resources, you didn't have the money, you didn't have the structure to put your kid in a particular situation, you may be leading him down a destructive path, even if you don't know it. Like, even if you're not trying to. Like, I'm not coming at parents, but just who the fuck do we blame for all of this action in our community, all the violence that continues to happen. This was a mass shooting. Again, RIP to the families involved. It's more than we're used to seeing, but this shit happens all the time, family. It happens all the time. So who do we actually blame? Who do we talk to about it? Look, we all we got. That's a hard truth that all of us gonna have to realize one day. We all we got. So let's keep it on track. If he's having a problem with his dad, if you a father, he's having a problem with his mom. He thinks his mom don't love him. He never see his mom. He never see his dad. What have you been doing to rectify this situation? Right? Knowing if you live in an urban community, all this shit is going on outside of his door. How are you protecting him from that? Are you attempting to move? Are you attempting to provide him with tough love? Are you attempting to put him around mentors? Like, what are we actually doing about it, right? And see, let's go a little bit deeper. If he's having a problem with his mother or his father, let's talk about it. This is how these young men end up doing this type of shit. Are you an advocate for the other parent? How do you approach the relationship with the other parent? Do you talk shit about him? Have you allowed the relationship with the father and the son to manifest on its own, where you don't talk shit about him, you don't say anything negative, you let the son find out what kind of man his father is? Have you did that? Right? Man or woman? What kind of advocate are you for the other parent? How hard do you try to let your son see his father? Right? Okay, he in jail. He a nuttin' ass nigga, as you say. But you chose him. You chose him. So the next point, how accountable are all of us? How accountable? If you in a situation where the mother's not there or the father's not there, we are too quick to blame one another. How accountable are you being? Have you looked in the mirror and said, you know what? I was at a particular time of my life. I didn't know who I was. I chose a man based on that. Son, I'm sorry. Right? Let's have a real fucking conversation. How much does this happen? When do you look your kid in the eye and say, look, I messed up. I messed up. You see our surroundings. You see we don't got resources. This shit is my fault. Ain't no white man in here doing shit to us. Yes, the environment has been set up for us to go through turmoil, but read some shit. Understand the environment so you can navigate around it. So how accountable are you with the situations your son is making, the situations you're in with your baby daddy, your baby mama? Look, I've been there. Hear me, family. I've been there where I talk shit about the woman I chose to lay down with. She ain't shit. She a nuttin' ass mama. She vindictive. I started it though. When are we gonna be accountable? Yes, I don't like people dying, but you know the first feeling that comes over me at this point, because I do what I do. I'm watching everything. I gotta watch everything. It's my job. I'm like, damn, this person grieving these people that just died. I follow you, family. I see what you be into. You got a 19-year-old son with gold teeth who take pictures busting his goddamn hands, and all you talk about is how cute he is. How much of a man he becoming. Is he? Is he? Because they show pictures of some of these young men who were involved in the shooting, and of course, pants sagging, gold teeth, hella change. I'm not going to categorize my brothers as this is the type of man that's a criminal, but we know who the fuck we raising, don't we? Or we going to act like we don't? We going to act like we don't know he's smoking. We going to act like we don't know what he's selling. We've seen him on Instagram. We've seen the gun. Did you address it when he came home? Did you give him tough love, or did you say pass the weed? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You a pass the weed parent? Huh? You a pass the weed ass parent. Then talking about my baby. Why they kill my baby? Because of your ass. Can we keep it 100? Stop all this bullshit. Look, y'all ain't got to be Malcolm X. Y'all ain't got to be on some shit like I'm doing, but stop all the goddamn bullshit. Stop all the pandering. The system is not going to save us. Teach your kids about history. Teach them about racism. Teach them about loving themselves, so hopefully they love my ass too and don't hurt me. But let's keep it real. Let's be accountable, family. Another sign that your kid may end up in a position where he hurting all of us. Is your son a follower? Is he a follower? Like, do he got friends around? and people around him, and he do everything they say. Now, we all understand that to be a good leader, you got to know how to be a follower first, but you got to follow a good leader. See? So what you teaching him in your house? You see he following. You see he full of shit. You see he need a mentor, but what you say? I got to work all these hours. I ain't got time. Ma'am, sir, question for you. Why did you have them? What was your purpose for having a child? Just to populate society? Did you have a plan? Did you and your partner plan? Look, no judgment. I've been here. But if this your situation, if you have a child, if you like me, let's keep this shit 1,000. If you like me and got a young man who's enthralled with street culture, maybe he's turned on by it. Maybe he feels it's its only way. Maybe he's good at it. All of this shit. Maybe he has a warrior spirit. What did you do to fix what did you do to counteract that? What did you do? What did you do? You see? So if your son's a follower, you know your son. We know our kids. Let's stop playing games. We know our kids. If your son a follower, if he can't do shit on his own, if he listening to every kid around the neighborhood, maybe he should go live with his grandma in Kentucky. Huh? Have you ever seen a parent do some drastic ass shit? Like where Timothy? Damn, his mama moved him to goddamn Milwaukee. You like Milwaukee? Yeah, she was trying to get him away from your ass. Come on now. Another sign that you may be breeding a child that's going to potentially hurt all of us. What's your relationship to the hood? Let's go. Let's go. Are you 45 still throwing up gang signs? Are you a fucking man that's 45 and still sags? Do you take pictures throwing up your goddamn hood? Huh? Oh, but your son get clipped and you wondering why? Yo ass. We need to recontextualize what's cool in our neighborhoods. And a lot of us come from urban environments. We get it. I love all them my young brothers. Even I know y'all ain't gonna like that I say this, but even the young brothers that did the killing, these is my young brothers. Why? Black people raised them. Black people raised them. So what do we do with the black people who raised them? Because I know moms be crying. I said a little earlier, but moms be crying, oh my God, they killed my baby. Oh my God, my baby's gone. What happened? You're on the news crying. Sister, I feel for you, but let's talk real quick. What did your baby do? See, look, everybody say we need to stop the violence. We need to stop all these young men from getting. Look, let's simplify. This is about relationships at the end of the day. Let's simplify it. We have a young man, didn't have a father, didn't have any love. Other men come in, they show him love, they give him money, they say, hey man, you good. I like you. They give him positive affirmations. They show him the fucking love he didn't get in his household, right? They show him the love every day. And then one day, somebody hurt the brother that gave him love. He gave him his first pair of shoes. He taught him how to put on cologne. He helped him in the trap. He helped him load his first gun. I know it sounds ignorant, but this is our reality. Now, something happens to this person that did all this for your son. What do you think your son's gonna do? He already been shooting a gun. He used to it now. He's finna go avenge his family. That's his family because you wasn't fucking with him like that. So let's contextualize all of this shit. Yeah, I wanted to stop too, but let's break it down. Let's break it down. Who's accountable? Your son is in the hood shooting for the people he feel that love him. Now, this isn't, I'm not speaking in absolutes. We understand how sometimes you could be a great parent, great household. He still end up being a knucklehead. That's rare. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. But I know y'all tired like I am. You tired of seeing all these killings? You tired of seeing all the bullshit? Step back. How are you participating? Are you a part of the problem or a part of the solution? I've been a part of the problem. See? So you know what we do sometimes? We fuck our kids over when they're kids, and then when they're adults, we act like that never happened. You think they forgot? You think the traumatic upbringing when you had different niggas coming in and out the house? Different females, you smoking weed, blowing it in their face, happy because he rapping the newest rap song. Wasn't that you? Wasn't that you? Little man. You named him Little Man. No fucking littles. He could have been Roderick. His name is Roderick. You tell him, come on, little man, come in here, sing that song mama like. Sing that song daddy like. What you doing? Then the nigga kill him. And you all, why you hurt my baby? You don't know why you hurt your baby. We didn't like to see your baby coming. Did you know that? When he come down the street, niggas tucking their jewelry, niggas going in the house. He was treacherous in the community. I don't want him to die, though. Let's be clear. I don't want anything to happen to any of my young brothers, but let's be accountable. Yeah, I know the system fucked us over. They're going to say a lot of good words, but nothing's going to come of it. I get it. Fuck them. Let's look at each other. So, what's your relationship to the hood? Are you in an urban community and you listen to the most treacherous hip-hop music, but haven't given your kids a lesson on where the music comes from? Why they do it? The rebellious nature based on white supremacy, the rebellious nature that created hip-hop. Do you talk to your kids about that? Do you break it down for them? Do you move it away? If you're in an urban community and your kids are listening to certain kind of music, there's no father there, everything they're listening to is going on outside, you're in trouble. You may be giving him a soundtrack to his bullshit. Did you know that? Did you? Next thing, how involved are you? No. Keep it real. I know a lot of parents who say, I did the best I could. Well, let's examine your best. What kind of school did he go to? That's the school you picked because of where you lived. Why'd you live in that community? Did you go to school? Do you just pop up on them? Parent-teacher conference? Y'all know something weird? I was talking to a brother of mine. I'm not going to say his name, but a brother I grew up with, and he keeps me on my toes because he challenges intellectually how I approach a lot of things. Don't always agree. Sometimes I think he be out of his damn mind, but I appreciate the conversations, right? And he says a part of what he told me was true. He said, hey, Harrison, look, me and you went to Burbank, man. I went to my daughter's game. Let's say his daughter lives in a different community, mostly white people, soccer, some other sport, right? Freshman game. The gym's packed. Support. All the parents are there, packed. I came to support my baby and see my baby. He told me some shit. You know, I'm going to defend my people, but he told me some shit that I had to realize. He says, hey, man, at our freshman games, it was 13 of us. Kids, 13 of us. What, that's 2 parents apiece? That's 56. That's hella people, right? It was about 4 parents there. What does this say? We're too busy to participate in activities? We got too much go. What sign does this send to a child if you're not involved in his schooling or his upbringing or the details behind his childhood? If you're not involved, why the fuck is he going to be involved? And again, I defended us because I think there's some reason. I'm always speaking about the reasons, like the root of the problem. I'm always speaking about that. But in general, family, how do we treat support for our kids? How do we treat ages 7 to like 14? Do we understand how critical these times are? Are we reading? Are we going over the homework, then reading with them, having detailed conversations about what they like, what they don't like? Fathers, hear me clearly. Because some of these young men just need love. Some of these young men just don't know how to take their masculine energy and use it for empathy. Use it for caring for people. So they become toxic to the motherfucker and they shooting at everybody. How often do you tell your son you love him? When you part with your son, do you love him? Do you fucking hug him? Do you show him affection? Are you a father who may have messed up? You was in jail. You was on some bullshit. Man, I am right there with you. How do you rectify this? Are you getting your son and telling him, hey, look, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. How can I fix this? Let's go have lunch. Let's sit somewhere and talk. You need some shoes? I ain't got all of it, but I got something on it. Right? How many of us as men, fuck the system. Let's put the system to the side, man. I'm tired of this shit. Look, all of these young men shooting each other and harming each other. How many of them have solid 2-parent homes? I get it. You can have a solid relationship, solid 2-parent home, shit still go awry. You know what that means? It's hard enough. It's hard enough if you put all the pieces in place for this little person, because they don't come with handbooks, for this little person to still end up being a productive member of society. The shit is hard. But how hard are we trying? I know we open our legs. I know we busting nuts, fellas. Are we following through, though? See? So when we see what these young men are doing, this shit pisses me off, man, because next week, look, I'm involved with a lot of organizations. Shout out to my brother Barry Axius. This guy does everything. He has programs about daughters. He has programs about sons. He has programs about mentorship. Shout out to my brother Jermaine Morris. All these programs, when I go to the program, it ain't 100 kids there. It ain't 100 kids there. When I like and share the flyer, it's 6 likes. But the booty shaking, twerking, challenge, TikTok, y'all liking that and laughing to that shit. The niggatry, somebody fighting, some whole pimp shit, y'all liking that. So who's actually responsible for all these young men killing each other? I know the quick answer. I know history. Y'all know who y'all talking to? Yeah, systematic racism. Yeah, ghettos were invented. Yeah, we're living in dilapidated communities that the people that run this country want us to live in. But are you participating in your own destruction? Ask yourself that. What's your role? So next week, because I'm about to close this out in a minute, but next week, what I want y'all to do, 2-3 weeks, when this shooting is done, we know how the social media cycles work. When this shooting is done, and we ain't talking about it no more, look at yourself. Look at your family. Let's say you did it right. Boom. You a father and a mother, son, about to go to college. Cool little dude doing his thing. Boom. You did your job. Now go help somebody else. You see? This is a village. I'm tired of niggas looking at other black folks like they over there. Man, we all the same. We all at the bottom of a slave ship complaining about what color shoes we got on. Nigga, fuck your shoes. It's war. It's going down. Cop kill you, nigga next door kill you. You can't win for losing, huh? Huh? Because the cops kill us, we go wild. Now look, when they catch all these young brothers, these are still my young brothers. When they catch all these young brothers, though, if we know them, what are we going to say if we know them? Huh? What are we going to say if that's your homeboy from elementary school, you used to kick with him, smoke with him, chill with him? What you going to say? Oh, he will, hey, all right, hey, free the homie, free? Wait a minute, God damn it. Look, I understand how the prison system works. I would prefer if none of my brothers had to go to prison. One of these young dudes, it did a report. You know how the news do. The news was breaking down his jail record and how he was just in jail for 10 years. One of the brothers, I'm not going to say his name, he was in jail for 10 years. He got out in February. It's April. He back off, popping off. Why? Because he was in a fucking box for 10 years. What'd they do? They put him through college? Did they counsel him? Make sure he cried? Make sure he seen his father? Did he get to plant flowers and eat steaks and exercise? No, right? He was around 300 other skilled criminals. What do you think jail is? Jail is fucking criminal college. If your mind ain't on right, it's criminal college. We all got caught, but we're going to practice on how not to get caught again. I'm sorry, guys. That's what jail is full of. And then you got correctional officers who pussy-ass motherfuckers who was beat in school and fucked over in school. They got this prison in this small-ass town where the whole goddamn staff is family and they white supremacists. It's a system, but let's not participate in it. You see what I'm saying? So this young brother, man, look, this is a love conversation. The black men who killed these people are our young brothers. You was just taking a picture with him last week. The same gun pose, the same gold teeth. See? So tomorrow, next week, what kind of conversation are you gonna have with the young man you know sell dope and carry a gun? You gonna support him? Like, yeah, go ahead. He being the man, just like his daddy. Stop all that shit. If you gonna do that, then don't do no RIP post on Instagram or Facebook. Don't do none of that shit. If you still gonna be with all the niggatry. So this problem we having. This isn't a new problem because sometimes I'm watching like they're like, oh, they killing it. What we gonna do? This gotta stop. Who's gonna make it stop? Is it your responsibility, black man, black woman? You say no? Is it God's responsibility? We gonna run to Christ? Who we gonna run to help us? Huh? How about we run to your house? How about you start there? Charity starts at home. Did you know that? How about you run to your house? Start parenting better. If you're like me and you contributed to the statistics in society where you had kids without being in a relationship, you had kids without having a stable income, without having a stable mentality. We got to eat that, y'all. We got to eat that. I go through things with my kids today. I have 5 children. 4 of them were raised outside of my home. I was there for them, paid child support, the whole story. I talk about it all the time. But they go through things at times. They go through things based on where they was raised, based on my lack of leadership. It's okay, fellas. Get rid of your goddamn pride. Some of us didn't give it up the way we were supposed to. Some of us didn't lead the way we were supposed to. Oh, now you're doing good. Now you got a good job and a new girl. That shit's the past. No. You traumatized your child. Now he's traumatizing other people. That's what's fucking happening. So fuck all your little RIP shirts and fuck all that shit. What you gonna do about it? Look, you don't have to be like me. You don't have to talk and have an organ. You don't find your niche in our struggle and help out, or I don't want to hear shit you gotta say, family. Either you are part of the problem or part of the solution. So let's think about that moving forward. Are you a part of the problem or part of the solution? But it's all our brothers. We in one village. I don't do this shit where I say, if you're a college graduate, black man or woman who's helping the community, you my people. If you a black man who killing people, they ain't none of my. Whoa. They all came from the same village. So what happened to them? What happened to him? He wasn't. I have family members, close men in my family. Nobody can't tell me nothing different. I've observed the mentality. 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7, 8, 9, dreams in his eyes, starry-eyed. He's so ambitious. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. He loves the world. He's skipping. He's hopping. He's positive. His little spirit is pure. What happens by 14? What, the white man came in your house and fucked him over? What happened? What happened? Why is he so comfortable shooting at me? Why? This is the problem. And I don't think somebody white is going to come save us. So the question is, are you raising a killer? Maybe. But only you can know that. See? Only you can know that by looking closely at the person you're raising. And then let's say we do have a kid that's in jail. We have a kid that's living on the wrong side of the law. Don't be all uppity now and get to disciplining them and fucking them up and treating them like he a nuisance. You didn't provide him any resources, ma'am. You made $22,000 a year. That's going to be hard. I'm not into the Jordans and the fashion and all that shit. But do you know why we wear all of this shit? I'm wearing my love on my feet. Yeah, it's dirt everywhere. It's dirt and the cops just fuck with us. But my shoes look nice. That's a problem. That's our problem. You see? So if your little snotty nose son, you cussing at him, letting him cuss at you, he got on Jordans, I'm thinking like, that may be one of them. I can see the dreadlocks coming. Fuck what y'all talking about. Fuck what y'all talking about. I don't look at any young black man and think he's going to hurt me. I've seen young dudes with dreadlocks, pants down to his knees. He opened the door for an old lady. I've seen it plenty of times. I don't judge my young brothers like that. But young men who tuck their shirts in and wear a collar shirt like I used to do. You know, I'm square around this motherfucker. But I'm 41 and I'm alive with no record. So who's the square now? Hey, look. I love all my brothers. I see my brothers from high school. I see my brothers from my younger days. They fuck with what I do. I appreciate them. But too many of my brothers in their 40s, now they getting it together. Now they realizing when they was 20 and something, they was on some bullshit. Now my brother working construction. He got a regular life. He always smiling. A dude I never used to see smile. Now he always smiling, realizing he ain't got to do the pistol play. He's smart. He's articulate now. We just allowed him to get there. So many of our young men just can't get there. And why? Why? So yeah, rest in peace to everybody who lost their life on Saturday night. I'm looking at the pictures and it bothers me to see young melanated people dying at such an early age. But me, I jump back on my grind like, oh, I'm not working hard enough. I'm not positioning it right. I'm not getting to their minds. Like I'm gonna help y'all, right? But we gotta be accountable. Yes, racism affects us. Let's talk about it. I put that on the table, but this is the melanated combo. We're talking about everything. So how good of a parent are you? Let's work on that. No. Put your phone away. Feel me? You want to, 6 people. Oh, this is what we gonna do. This is so sad. Well, is your household sad too? Is your household breeding the same type of individuals that's gonna end up doing some shit like this? You feel me? So this is your brother Harrison, man. This is the Melanated Convo. I wasn't gonna talk about this, but this is in my city. I got a lot of people that I communicate with who do not live in Sacramento. I would be remiss not to talk about this, but we need to add context. I'm all the mothers and brothers and family members who had to deal with somebody dying. I've been there. I know the grieving process, but let's be smart. Like as adults, as Black people, let's be smart. Let's be honest too, though. So starting next week, I want you to do me a favor. If you know a young brother that's in the street, if you know a young brother who hold himself up a certain way, talk to him. Don't preach, because in order to lead people, you got to feed people. So you can't tell him to put that sack down if you ain't got a job. That's the caveat. So don't preach to him. He'll walk away. He'll walk right out your goddamn face. These young niggas ain't going for none of that. But if you love them, you got to try to help them. Put yourself in a better position so you can give him a job. Put yourself in a better position so now he'll listen to you. Whatever we got to do, right? But it's going to take the whole village. No finger pointing. No finger pointing. Just like the Will Smith shit. I talked about the Will Smith shit. But look, this is all about love around here. I'm not condemning people I don't know, especially fucking celebrities. Get your money up. We sitting around talking about these rich, accomplished motherfuckers. Get your money up. But these type of incidents always happen, and it be in our backyard. The police kill us. It's like reform. Let's march. We got to have the same energy when the shit happens between us. You feel me? So this is your brother Harrison, man. This is the Melanated Convo. Don't forget to like what I'm doing. I'll be forgetting to say that sometime. Like this, share this. The digital downloads. If you don't like watching the video and you're in your car, you're at work, you're working out, if you go to Spotify, if you go to Overcast, if you go to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everywhere podcasts are available, you can find this show. Continue to leave reviews. I do better digitally than on YouTube or whatever, but I'm going to keep grinding. Don't forget to like the show. Just dropped the interview with my sister, Priyatis. She is a owner of a nonprofit organization looking to help our young boys. See, I'm out here working. Fuck what y'all talking about. I'm out here working. And who knows what you need to hear to change your mentality? Who knows the type of person you need to be presented that can help you change the way you think? You feel me? So go to the Melanated Convo on YouTube. Subscribe today. Become a member of the family. This is your brother Harrison, man. I'm out.